Welcome back to Game 2 here at Levitt Stadium. Julio Angulo is going to get the start for the Panthers. First pitch is popped straight up in the infield. Rudy makes the call, and the first out of the inning. Johnson will step to the plate. First pitch misses. Pitch is driven deep to right center. The ball will reach the fence. As it's going to be a stand-up double for Johnson with one out here in the inning. Sam Buchek is going to step to the plate here with one out. First pitch misses. The normal defense for the Panthers will be out there for Game 2 with Suter at first, Rudy Perez at second, Mike Johnson at third, and Anthony Enriquez at short, with Pella, Ivan Perez, and Sean Goodall in the outfield. Garrett Anktel will be behind the plate as the 2-0 is in there for a strike. Julio misses again, which will put the count at 3 balls and 1 strike. A low strike there, which will put the count at full. Pitch is high for ball 4. Richardson up next with runners on first and second. One down here in the top of the first. Pitch is low again. Ball 1. Ball is fouled out of the stadium. Should even the count at 1. Good looking pitch, just going to miss for ball 2. The 2-1 is hit to Rudy, to Ant, to Suter for a 4-6-3 double play. We'll head to the bottom half with the top of the order coming up for the Panthers with Rudy Perez, Anthony Enriquez, and Ivan Perez. Allen is going to get the start here for Central Baptist. It's been a windy day here at Levitt Stadium. Allen's first pitch is low in the dirt for ball 1. Hit sharply to the third baseman, but a good play in the throw across for the first out of the inning. Anthony Enriquez is now going to step to the plate with 1 down in the inning. He'll swing at the first pitch, and it's going to be a single right up the middle. And the Panthers will have their first base runner of the ball game. Bring up Ivan Perez, a couple hits in the first ball game.
Connie, were you here the whole first game? Any of it? What's up with that? I'm sure you know something about it. Is it already posted?
First pitch is a strike. Must have just caught the outside corner. Looked a little out from up here. Next pitch is popped up, and it's going to get out of play. Count now is 0-2 to Ivan Perez.
It's a coffee shop. Okay. What? Coffee shop. I wondered what other responsibilities, because Ross had said they were going to add on a lot of responsibilities. Where's he going? He's staying. But they were just, I mean, for him, he wasn't just able to put in that many more hours.
Pitch is in the dirt. Anthony will stay at first. The count now 1-2.
Who's the chief student development officer? I don't know. I'm guessing it would be Emily Lutz, maybe? No, she's not student development. She's over in...
Lined into left for a single.
I think they might have
That will now put runners on first and second for the Panthers.
given her this job. I'm still going to apply for it. I'm just going to email Eichmann.
Garrett Anktil will step to the plate. Garrett had 1 hit in the first game,
He's not going anywhere though?
which ended up being the walk-off for the Panthers as they won 4-3. First pitch from Allen is low.
I wish the flags were doing those hot dogs today.
Second pitch is swung on. Pitch was low.
Flag went over on the national anthem.
Pitch is fouled off, which would even the count at 2-2. The 2-2 from Allen is low in the dirt, but won't get away from the catcher enough. The runners will hold. The count is now full to Garrett Ankdill.
Yes and no. They're not really. I think they're softballs. But I gave them the computer when they went to the crossover in Omaha, and those came back in a bag. So that's what I was having for my lunch earlier. That'll work.
Pitch is swung on. It's hit right back up the middle, which will score a run. One run. Garrett Ankdill in with a single. And the Panthers will have runners on the corners here with just one out in the bottom of the first.
Rhodes is in for him.
Douglas Rhodes will courtesy run for Garrett Ankdill over at first. Jose Bueno watches the first pitch go by for a ball. Second pitch is low. Count at 2-0 to Jose Bueno. Pitch is hammered by the first baseman into right field. Douglas Rhodes is going to go first to third, and the Panthers have the second run of the inning.
I think they're working downstairs. Oh, that's right.
Meeting on the mound will bring Mike Johnson to the plate for the Panthers, with Jose Bueno standing at first and Douglas Rhodes at third. 2-0 here in the bottom of the first on 4 hits from the Panthers.
I will tell you though that Randy was off on the innings. That other guy only pitched like 39 innings, like 70 something. They don't have a single pitcher that high. They've thrown like 20 pitchers this year. They have.
First pitch is low for ball 1.
Their highest pitcher had 44 innings pitched. Swaggerty had 32 going into today.
This is their aces, isn't it?
Who's
The
the
first
guy?
pitcher.
Strike on the outside half.
I would say
Even the count at 1-1.
What about the last pitcher for the first one?
their last pitcher would have been close. I mean, he had the lowest ERA, but he had 10 innings less
From their number 1 guy.
than Kincaid.
Someone must
Pitch
have-
is fouled
I
into the
think
dugout.
last guy was probably the biggest,
Yeah.
'cause he had 2.5 ERA, which is pretty
1-2 to count to
This
Mike
guy's
Johnson.
a 3.7 ERA with 31 innings. Although Sutherland was doing pretty good. He had the most innings, 41, or the second most, and he's just been playing in the field. Except for
Pitch on the outer half. Caught him looking for the second out of the inning. Jordan Pella will step to the plate.
I think bringing in Lindsley at the end of the game was similar to our regional when you came back.
Brad came in last game?
Yeah.
Wow.
PJ was struggling
Pella with runners on the corners.
and had bases loaded with one out.
It's going to be smashed in the center, and it's going to get down, which will score the third run of the inning for the Panthers.
So they brought Lindsley. They had
Jordan
him
Pella
like
with the
that.
RBI single.
They hit a bomb to tie it. Seth was warming up.
I was parked over here for about 3 pitches, and Seth was down here.
And the next thing, when I got to softball to cover for the goal.
Jordan Suter will step to the plate. I think he had 3 hits, in the first game, which included a big RBI single in the bottom of the 8th.
Got a guy to strike out and then a pop up.
First pitch is in there for a strike.
I'm almost done with my lunch and then help you out there, DJ. I know you're loving it. I heard you mention Tebow to your dad though.
It's going to get down right over the third baseman. Not enough to score Bueno as the throw goes home, gets away from the catcher. It looked like a jam shot that went right over the third baseman's head. Looks like it might have landed right on the foul line. So Suter will have another base hit.
Yeah, man, Suter came up clutch today.
Did he?
3 singles in a row.
Wow.
And the one that gave us a lead, and then 8th, I thought was gonna be the winning one, but and they tied it up on that bomb to left field.
Another conference on the mound will bring Sean Goodall to the plate with the bases loaded, with 3 runs already across for the Panthers here in the bottom of the first.
This is so huge for Julio mentally.
I know. I don't know. Whenever he gets long breaks, he doesn't tend to pitch very good.
First pitch is chopped to the third baseman. It's going to be a tough play. He bobbles, and everyone is going to be safe. Another runner in for the Panthers.
Not to be, but that would be
He's in an agreement. He's in an agreement slam right here.
Oh wait, no, that was with 2 outs.
Yeah.
Never mind. That's not an RBI.
Or he's gonna hit a granny right here. How many pitches is this?
Rudy Perez will step to the plate with the bases loaded.
We're playing a triple header today.
Second pitch is in there for a strike.
I mean, they don't have lights.
When did they start?
11.
Pitch is swung on deep to left. If it stays fair, it's gone. And it's just foul. Rudy Perez nearly missing a grand slam.
I called it.
Yes, you did. As it first was open, they'd walk it,
Oh yeah.
but
A long strike there for Rudy. Puts the count at 1-2 here with 2 outs with the bases loaded. Pitch hit hard up the middle. It's going to get through for a single. 1 run will score. The second is around, and he is in. A 2 RBI single for Rudy Perez.
Sounds like a horn's going on. Like
well,
over
that's
there.
what because the thing was the last time that went was when we scored.
Really?
So I thought it was somebody was blowing in one of those tube things, but I couldn't see it anywhere.
He's done.
We are going to have a new pitcher here for Central Baptist. Moreno will be the new pitcher for Central Baptist as Anthony Enriquez steps in the box. He singled earlier in the inning and later scored. First pitch just misses.
4.67 ERA, not terrible.
Panthers with 7 hits here in the first inning. And it caught the bottom of his leg just around his ankle. And that will load the bases once again.
Embiid hit a guy right in the foot. That guy, I thought he might have broke his ankle or
See him
something.
pain.
Yeah, he was down for quite a while. I didn't think he'd stay in, but he ended up. I mean, he went down. Made him struggle
Ivan Perez
today.
now at the plate. He also singled earlier in the inning.
Hitting off of, but he just couldn't look it. I mean, he walked. He hit 2 or 3 guys and walked probably 4 or 5.
That's how John usually is. Huh? DJ? He always in a fall ball. In the fall, he sucked.
The 1-0 is fouled straight back. So even the count at 1.
Softball 4-4 in the 7th.
In the first inning?
Yeah.
Oops.
Pitch is going to get away from the catcher, and a run is going to come across as Sean Goodall will score on the wild pitch. Runners now on second and third for Ivan Perez. Pitch is low again, but blocked. 3 balls and 1 strike. 2 down here in the bottom of the first.
Another wild pitch
And another wild pitch,
on ball 4. Right?
Yeah.
and Ivan Perez also draws the walk.
Picture knows that.
It's showing up over here. I apologize for the pause there. Just trying to figure things out as this inning drags on. 9-0 is the score. Bases are not loaded. Runners at second and third after another. It's at least the second, if not the third. The third by this pitcher. Jose Bueno, who singled earlier in this inning. There are 2 outs. An error has given 6 runs added to this inning, as that's a called strike. Evens the count at 2-2. That pitch is again in the dirt. Puts another runner across. So both runners advance 90 feet. So that is the 10th run of the first inning. They've got 2 guys in the bullpen warming up. So full count now to Bueno. Runner at third. Time is called by Bueno. Pitch in the dirt again for ball 4. Guess the good news about that is it puts a force at first and second for the Mustangs to try and get out of an inning that can't get over soon enough. There's a visit from the mound, so this is going to be the 3rd pitcher of the ball game. No out recorded for Moreno. Pitching change number 13. Dylan Cates, excuse me. 13 1/3 innings on the season. I'm going to take a timeout while he warms up. Again, runners at first and third with 2 outs. Michael Johnson did strike out looking earlier in this inning. The 15th batter in this inning. Fouls off the first pitch for strike one. Rhodes at third. Bueno at first. Pitch misses outside for ball one. This ball is going to be hit into the gap at left center field. This is going to be an extra base hit. Going to be a stand-up double for Michael Johnson, and that's going to extend this inning. The 8th hit of the ball game for the Panthers. That's going to bring up Jordan Pella. Two and one, the count here to Pella. Fouls that one off, evens the count at 2-2. And he's going to rip this one down the right field line. It is going to land fair. That's going to score Johnson from second. So the Mustangs struggling to get out of the inning. Jordan Suter, who singled to left, now facing a 1-1 count. That pitch is low for ball two. That pitch fouled off behind home plate. So now 2-2 the count. And they're going to ring him up on the strikeout looking. So Suter ends the inning there, but the Panthers score 13 in the bottom of the first inning on 9 hits. It's going to take us a while to rebuild that inning. So we're going to take a quick timeout. Due up for the Mustangs is McLemore, Nichols, and Boucher. All right, we tried rebuilding the inning. So we got runners at first and second with 1 out. Nichols on second, Boucher on first, Bunker up to the plate. 1-0 the count from Julio Angelo. Pitch on the outside part of the plate evens the count at 1-1. Fastball down the middle for called strike 2. Check swing fouled off. Keeps him alive. Fouls off again. Julio had quite the rest there in between innings as 13 runs scored in that bottom half. It's going to be a deep. Oh, no, it's not deep. Shallow. Shallow left field. Goodall jumps up to that one for out number 2. Runners stay, and that's going to bring up Howard, the 9-hitter, but again, batting over 300. Fastball called strike. Another called strike. Howard finds himself quickly behind in the count, 0-2. Fouls that one off to stay alive. Just got a piece of that one. This one's going to be put in play. It's popped up into shallow right field. Pella almost overruns that, but he's going to grab that one. So Mustangs strand 2 runners in the top of the second inning. And due up for the Panthers is going to be Goodall, Perez, and Enriquez. Leadoff hit for Rudy Perez to lead off the bottom of the second inning. Apologize, there's one out. Sean Goodall. Oh, 1 pitch here to Enriquez. It's low, did not commit on the check swing, so 1-1 now the count. Pitch is low, 2-1. We want to give a special shout out to Kathy Korn, the mother of former baseball player Thomas Korn, former pitcher on the 2013 World Series appearance team. Double play there, the line out to first, and he steps on the bag as Rudy takes off. So a line out ending double play. But again, thank you, Kathy Korn, and any other parents of former players that are listening and staying committed to York College athletics. Thank you so much for your support while your kids were here, but also after they have graduated and gone on elsewhere. Also want to update those. This just in. Brad Lindsley has just won MCAC Pitcher of the Week. And Garrett Ankdill has just won Player of the Week. So just received the email. Hit 500 on the week. Brad Lindsley went 7 innings yesterday, pitched a shutout, and earned the win. Today's game does not go on part of that week, although he picked up another win today, getting the final 2 outs in Game 1 this afternoon. Substitution change, Josh Bergner is now catching for the Panthers. Pitch is fouled off down the right field line. Two-one pitch fouled off, puts the count at 2-2. It's been a crazy day as we've had makeup games. Obviously, these two were supposed to be played over the weekend, and softball was supposed to be played on Friday. It was their senior day. They are playing today at the same time, and apparently they want to keep things just as exciting. They won via a walk-off error in Game 1 today as that ball is hit into right center field for a stand-up double to Buchek. But the Panthers get a win against conference opponent Waldorf. So the leadoff batter on second
And that's going to bring up Johnson. And he's going to line this one into left field. Goodall is going to grab that one, not allowing Buchek to advance further than third. So runners at the corners with no outs. Excuse me. And then that's going to bring up Sam Buchek. I haven't looked to see. I'm assuming they're brothers. I don't know if they're twins. Maybe they're not even brothers. Maybe they're not related. But if I were betting, I would say in some form or fashion they are related. That pitch just misses for ball one. Another pitch in the dirt. It's 2-1 the count here to Sam Buchek. Runners at the corners, no outs. Hard hit ball over to Perez, throws over to Enriquez for a 4-6-3 double play. That does score the runner from third. So the Warriors get one on the board. But the Panthers get 2 outs. And that's going to bring up the designated hitter, Richardson. Grounded into a double play in the first inning. That pitch fouled off down the third base line. Swing and a miss on the 2-1 pitch, evens the count at 2-2. That pitch is going to ring him up looking to end the inning. So the Mustangs score one in the top of the third inning, but the Panthers still hold a 13-1 lead after 2.5. We'll take a quick break. Back for your 3, 4, 5 hitters for the Panthers. Ivan Perez now batting for the Panthers. One with a single and a walk, 2 runs scored. Pitched low and outside for ball 1. This ball is going to be hit into left center field. The left fielder, Nichols, underneath that one for out number 1. Josh Bergner now batting for the Panthers. So Garrett Ankdale, the newest conference player of the week, is now out of the ball game. The 13-1 lead. First pitch that Bergner sees is a called strike on the outside part of the plate. That pitch is in the dirt. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Pitch low and outside for ball 3. Fills the count up. There is one out here in the bottom of the 3rd inning of a 7-inning game. Swing and a miss. That'll be the first strikeout recorded to Cates, I believe. I'm just making that up right now. That's going to bring up Jose Bueno. Pitch well outside for ball 1. And he's going to hammer this into center field for a 2-out single. Brings up Michael Johnson. He is 1 for 2 with a strikeout and a double to left center. His last at bat. Both of those did occur in the 1st inning. Big swing there for strike 1. And this ball is hit high into center field. The center fielder, Johnson, underneath that one. The wind definitely slowed that ball down. The Panthers unable to put any more runs across, but after 3 innings, score is 13-1. First pitch of the inning to McLemore, lined over to Perez at second base. And it's going to bring up Nichols. Nichols, a left fielder, had an infield single. Grounder over to shortstop. Enriquez throws that one in the dirt. So he's going to reach on the air and then advance to second as that ball is thrown out of play. Boucher now batting. He walked in the second inning. Angelo's pitch count up to 57. Next pitch is going to be lined into center field. Going to put runners on the corners once again for the Mustangs with less than 2 outs. So 1 out, runners at first and third. And that's going to bring up Bunker, the catcher. He flied out to left. His only plate appearance of the day. That pitch pushes Bunker back away from the batter's box. Swing and a miss for strike one. That pitch is low. Pushes the count to 2-1. Looks like the fans have dwindled down a little bit. I think most of the college students have made their way over to the cafeteria for dinner after that 13-run first inning. Ball's going to be popped foul just behind after Boucher advances to second. A hard hit ball right up the middle again. Scores 2. Still only 1 out here in the 4th inning, and the score is now 13-3. Howard flied out to right, his first appearance. Called strike on the outside half of the plate. That pitch is going to be into right field. Pella underneath that one, as that was quite a ways up in the air. You never know with this wind. It has died down quite a bit, but it's still blowing, and I'm sure on the corners where there's no trees or wind block, it's still not the most enjoyable thing to be playing with. But 2 down now in the top of the 4th. Buchek, Josh, 1 for 2. with a double. Hit a home run in the first game to tie the ball game. That pitch is fouled off for strike 2. Strike 1, 1-1 the count. One pitch here from Angelo. That's going to be a sharp hit ball between the hole at second. Puts runners at first and second with 2 outs. That's going to bring up Johnson. Pitch is outside for ball 1. Hard hit ball right at Perez at second. It throws over to first. So the Panthers get their third out of the 4th inning, but allow 2 runs. On 3 hits, 1 error, 2 runners left on base. And due up for the Panthers in the bottom of the 4th inning will be Pella, Suter, and Goodall. The 0-2 pitch, Jordan Pella lines it out to center field for out number 1. That's going to bring up Jordan Suter. Suter is 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. Looking. Had 3 hits in the first game. That pitch is outside for ball 1. And the second hit of the ball game for Suter, the 5th of the afternoon. That's going to bring up Sean Goodall. Goodall is the only starter without a hit so far today. Really like to see him get on fire here and start hitting as we start for the postseason play. Hard hit grounder over to third baseman. I thought it was going to get by him. Have the opportunity for the double play, but it's going to just be a fielder's choice as the ball's thrown away. Can't assume a double play, though. Oh, I guess there will be an error credited. And that's going to bring up Rudy Perez. Rudy Perez 2 for 3, way out in front of that changeup. Evens the count at 1-1. That pitch is low, puts the count at 2-1. Out in front of that one, underneath it as well. He pops this up into the infield. That's going to be caught by the shortstop. So the Panthers, again, put a goose egg up on the line score. 13-3 still the score in the top of the fifth inning. It will be your 3, 4, and 5, Buchek, Richardson, and McLemore. And defensive substitution, Anthony Enriquez is now out of the ball game. Douglas Rhodes comes in at shortstop. And Sam Buchek, 0 for 1 on the day with a walk and a ground into a double play. Jordan Pella catches the fly out, slips before he gets to it, but able to snag that one for out number 1. That's going to bring it the designated hitter, who also grounded into a double play and then struck out looking to end the third inning. First pitch he sees, he's going to line into shallow right field. Pella unable to attempt to play on that one, so that's going to be a single for Richardson. And McLemore, 0 for 2 in this game with a pop out and a line out to second base. The 1-0 pitch. Swings on the grounder. Rhodes makes a great play at shortstop as he scoops that one in one motion. As he's diving, he just scoops it, almost just like brushes it over to Rudy. Rudy also makes a fantastic play, stretching for that and able to tag the base with his back foot just in time to get Richardson at second base. I don't know if that actually was in the glove of Rhodes or if he just patted it over, but it was all one motion. I just thought it was a fantastic job of him knocking it down, but at the second it down, he pushes it on over to Perez at second. So 2 down here, top of the 5th inning. The 0-1 pitch is fouled off to Nichols. Nichols 1 for 2 with a run scored. He's reached base on a single and on an error. That pitch is high for ball 1. Low and inside for ball 2. So the 2-2 pitch here from Angulo. This is going to be blooped foul down the right field line. And this ball is going to be hit into shallow left center field. Perez makes a quick grab there, and he's going to throw over to third. Johnson picks it up. So runners only advance 90 feet, so runners at first and second with 2 outs. And that puts Boucher in the batter's box. Pitch just misses for ball 1. Hard hit ball into left field. Hard enough that it does not give McLemore the opportunity to advance more than to third base. So base is now loaded with 2 outs. Julio Angulo struggling to get that final out of the 5th inning. You look at that scoreboard, 13-3 is the score, but hits 11-9. Quite a difference with our only 2 more hits, but we have 10 more runs. There is some action in the Panther bullpen now. Looks like Chris Costanza warming up. Coach Walth visits with Angulo shortly. Bunker now stepping into the batter's box. Apologize, took a phone call real quick, but 2 runs scored there on the single to left center field. He was thrown out at second base trying to extend that into a double, but because that was not a force, the runners on second and third do before the tag out at second. So the score now 13-5 in favor of the Panthers after 4.5. Due up for the Panthers will be Rhodes, Perez, and Bergner. First at bat for Rhodes, fouls off pitch number 1, watches off-speed pitch high for ball 1. Swing and a miss on that breaking ball. Touched that one just enough to go foul to stay alive at 1-2. That pitch is outside. Evens the count at 2-2. And that's going to be a grounder right up the middle for a leadoff single. And the first hit of the ball game for Rhodes as he replaced Enriquez earlier in the ball game, and that's going to bring up the center fielder Ivan Perez. Perez is 1 for 2 with a walk and 2 runs. First pitch Perez sees, he's going to pop up into the infield, the shortstop. Buchek underneath that one. Josh Bergner catching for the Panthers. He struck out swinging in his solo plate appearance so far. First pitch, he's going to hit into foul territory down the right field line. Right fielder Howard makes chase after that one. Hat goes flying off, but not in the area to make the out there, so 0-1 the count. A hard hit ball into center field. Going to put runners at first and second. Rhodes round second, heading back, but lackadaisical as he heads back, and lucky to not be called out at second as the tag looked like it was there in time by Boucher, but the second base umpire is going to call him safe. Cody Bach, courtesy running for Bergner. That will bring up the designated hitter, Bueno. Bueno is 2 for 2 with a walk, an RBI, and 2 runs. Watches ball 1 go right by. And get way out in front of that one, and he's going to foul that off deep down the right field line. One pitch inside for ball 2. Central Baptist has quite the travel ahead of them, about a 10 and a half hour trip back home. That pitch goes across the plate for strike 2. And fouled that pitch off. 2-2, 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Score is 13-5. Panthers 13 hits. That pitch just missed outside for ball 3. That pitch is hit into right center field. Center fielder catches that one for out number 2. Bueno sits down, and then that's going to bring up Jordan Pella. Jordan Pella 1 for 3 with a double, an RBI, and a run scored. Pitch misses for ball 1. Cates thrown 60 pitches so far on the afternoon. As he came in the first inning after 2 Mustangs could not get out of the inning. Hard hit ball chopped over to the first baseman. He is going to snag that, throw it over to the pitcher covering first for the 3rd out of the inning. Panthers strand 2. After 2 hits, no errors, no runs scored. After 5 full innings, scores 13-5. Howard batting for the Mustangs, 0 for 2, both flyouts to right. Chris Costanza now on the mound for the Panthers. Julio goes 5 complete innings, giving up, I believe, 4 earned runs. 1-0 pitch is fouled off. Evens the count at 1-1. Check swing there. Strike 2. Waits on that one. A hard hit ball over to Rhodes. Rhodes just in time over to Suter. I think Suter ended up dropping that. But he'd already called him out. I think it might have been as Suter was trying to pull it out of his glove. Actually took a long time to get that ball over to Rhodes. Almost an infield single for Howard. Back to the top of the batting order, Buchek now batting the shortstop, 2 for 3 with a double and a run. Called strike on pitch number 1. Fouled off pitch number 2, so 0-2 now the count. The AD had to run over to softball wanting score updates. So I can just play around with him a little bit here and tell him that it's now 13-12. 0-2 pitch here from Costanza. This one's going to be popped up. Suter running after that one. But that is well out of the play. Or well out of play. I'm just thinking here, DJ, it's a lot. I'm really, really pleased with where we're sitting right now. Is that wind blowing in, I would not want to be in the press box behind home plate.
It's definitely much nicer up
Got an insulated box here, and behind home plate is not insulated at all. There's screens all around the windows, so you can feel every bit of the breeze as that pitch just misses for ball 1. Yeah, if we wanted to turn on the heat, we could. We've got the windows open right now. The sun has come out, finally. Swing and a miss there for Costanza's first strikeout of the afternoon. That's out number 2 in the 6th inning. I believe that's what we're in. Kind of been one of those games. And now Johnson, the center fielder, who's 2 for 3 with a single and a double. Called strike on the first pitch. Another called strike there. As the side throw, what is that, sidewinder that Costanza has? As a lefty going against lefty Johnson, probably a tough time seeing those pitches, and that's 3 straight pitches, and that's going to be a called third strike. So 2 strikeouts in the top half of the inning for Costanza, and that's going to put the Panthers in the bottom of the 6th with their 7, 8, 9 hitters. Jordan Pella leading things off for the Panthers here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 2 for 3 on the afternoon, 3 RBIs. Watch his first pitch go by for ball 1. Oh, a new pitcher on the mound for the Mustangs. Number 4. Sutherland, who actually has pitched quite a few innings for the Mustangs this season. So kind of surprised he wasn't in one of the starting rotations. But he's coming in relief in a 13-5 game. And finds himself quickly behind in the count 3-0 to Pella. Pella watches pitch number 4 outside. A base on balls for Jordan Pella to lead off the 6th inning. And Jordan Suter, also 2 for 3 on the afternoon, has 1 run scored. Pitch right across the middle of the plate for strike 1. Called strike. So 0-2 the count here to Suter. He did strike out looking in the first inning. So hopefully he'll have a chance to swing the bat here at something good. Has the opportunity but does not, as 3 straight pitches go right over the plate. And Suter sits down. So Sean Goodall, still the only starter without a hit. That pitch is high for ball 1. And there is the hit for Goodall. Puts runners at first and second with 1 out. Should be the last at bat for the Panthers. This is the top of the batting order, Rudy Perez. That pitch hits the umpire, so that's an automatic out. Just kidding. Actually should be an automatic base, not an out. So that's ball 1, though. Runners at first and second. The catcher runs out to talk. To Sutherland. Runners at first and second. 1 out. Swing and a miss. Puts the count at 1-1. Yeah, foul that one off back behind. Perez is 2 for 4. 2 singles. And ground out and a pop out. Chopper over to third is going to get Pella out at third, as the third baseman barely even has to move to step on third base. So fielder's choice puts Rudy Perez on first safely. At 2 outs now, runners still at first and second. And Douglas Rhodes stepping into the batter's box. 1 for 1 on the afternoon. Called strike. One and one, the pitch count here. Coach Connolly. So the appeal went to the second base umpire and said he did go, which I don't know how you can. When you have a first base umpire, you should always appeal there for the swing. That pitch is in the dirt, so 1 and 2 now the count to Rhodes. I don't know why you go with the infield umpire on that. He has no view, but then it's going to be a called third strike to end the inning. So the Panthers score 13 runs in the first inning. No more the rest of the time. 3 defensive outs away from a 4-game sweep of the Mustangs from Central Nebraska, Central Baptist out of Conway, Arkansas. Chris Costanza coming back onto the mound. Sam Buchek 0 for 2 on the afternoon with a walk. Flew out to right his last at bat. That pitch just misses. 1-0 now the count. That pitch also misses. Two-zero pitch misses as well. And 4 straight pitches by Costanza puts a base runner on the bases. The leadoff batter, Buchek. And that's going to bring up the designated hitter, Richardson. Richardson 1 for 3. He singled his last at bat. And that pitch in the dirt's going to advance a runner. So a wild pitch by Costanza puts a runner in scoring position. Good looking pitch there for a called strike. Pitch misses for 2-1 now the count. I'm watching my son try and climb the steps here, and he's trying to take two at a time. 2-1 pitch, and this is going to be hammered into right field. Great job by Pella snagging that one for out number 1. That's going to bring up McLemore, who's 0 for 3 on the afternoon. Three-two the count here to McLemore. 1 out. Runner is at second base. Hard hit grounder just out of the reach of Rhodes at shortstop. And a throw cut off to prevent him from rounding third. But now Costanza faces runners at the corners with 1 out here in the top of the 7th inning. Called strike. That ball is going to be hammered into left center field. I think without any wind, that might have a chance to get out as that was skied into the air. That is going to go down as a sac fly. As a run from third, Buchek scores. And that's out number 2, so the Panthers 1 out away from the win here. Boucher, 2 for 2 on the day. First time he's faced Costanza, though. Two-0 now the count. That pitch just misses, so 3-0 now the count. 2 down, runner at first. Scores 13-6. Fastball down the middle, takes that for strike 1. Another pitch right down the middle, takes that, so 3-2 now the count. Fastball, this is going to be hit into center field. Perez over, makes the catch, and that's going to be out number 3. That's your ball game. Panthers with the series sweep over Central Baptist by a final of 13-6. All 13 runs come in the bottom of the first inning. 3 earned runs is all it was for the Panthers. And that will be the 34th win of the season for the Panthers. 34-15. After the one loss today by Bellevue, that puts the Panthers in second place in conference standings with 4 games left against Central Christian on the weekend. But we do have a midweek game tomorrow night as we host Grace University out of Omaha. So we will be back with you tomorrow night. I'm not sure off the top of my head what time game time is tomorrow. I think it's a 5 o'clock start. Let's see if I can figure that out. It is not listed on our website as what time that game is. So look for that tomorrow. But again, we thank you so much for tuning in here to the Panther Sports Network, if I can get my tongue untied. And we will be back with you tomorrow for a single 9-inning game against Grace University out of Omaha.